Today is Sunday, November 8th, I believe. Yeah. And this is just a day off, kind of like a holiday-like video, so nothing to do with trucking. So first I want to talk about health, and secondly I want to talk about nature. We might go for a walk, and by we I mean you and me, and I'll show you a park. I wanted to go yesterday but didn't make it. Speaking about the last video, some people got upset about my comments about the US politics. Which is kind of like ironic when you're telling citizens of other countries not to express opinions about the politics in your country, right? Like some guy wrote, "Sergei, stick to Canadian politics." So you American are telling me, Canadian, what to say and what not to say, right? So if you don't want foreign nationals to talk about your country, maybe you should, you know, not tell foreign nationals what to do, right? Because it just doesn't work like that. Like, you don't want people to talk about your country, but then why are you talking about my country? You telling me what to do. But anyway, forget about politics. It's all bull. I don't care too much about politics one way or another. Usually I don't read news. Well, the news, when I click on newsgoogle.com, usually that's what I do first thing in the morning. I take a quick look at the world, you know, like top news, but then mostly I'm interested in business news, which is like automotive news, you know, some new cars and technology, you know. I like gadgets, smartphones, computers. I cannot live without my computer. So yeah, forget about politics, but don't tell people what to say or what not to say. That's what it's freedom of speech is for, right? Actually, in Canada it's called freedom of expression. We're all allowed to have opinions about governments of other countries, right? You can have an opinion about government of China, right? You are allowed to have an opinion about the government of Australia. I can express opinions about of government of US, Russia, Bulgaria, and probably even the municipality of Cleveland, Ohio. But let's just not go there. Don't get me started. Speaking about the computer, some people did not understand how contemporary Mac computers work, and because this was a commonly expressed misconception, I want to show you something. So this is the brick, the charger for my computer, right? So there's only one port in here, and this is the cable that it came with. If you notice, both ends of this cable are micro USB. So I can do it like this. So I put it in here, I plug this into 110 volts or 220 volts. It has an automatic volt adjustment, and the other part is exactly like that. So the same micro USB, and that's why contemporary MacBook computers, all they have is just 4 ports that take this kind of connection, 4 micro USB ports. And so there's no charging port anymore. They did away with those in, I think, at the end of 19th century. So nowadays all I have on my computer are 5 ports. 4 of them are like this, micro USB, that you use for, I can use any of them for charging, or I can use them to hook up accessories, or I can use them to to transfer files, right, stuff like that. And port number 5 is for the headset, and I think they're gonna remove that one as well, but for now that's all you got. You got 4 micro USB ports, and you got 1 headset port. That's it, which is kind of like, you see, like this, right? So I use this cable to transfer files, let's say from my GoPro, you know, like the same one I'm using now, because GoPro uses micro USB, so I don't have to do this. Like, I spend money, I bought this little adapter, and then really then one of the fans sent me this cable, and I could have used the one from the brick, and wait a second, so my GoPro has the same port to transfer files, the same as this, so I can just hook it up directly. So pretty much lately I stopped using this adapter because I can use this, you know. That's all you need, and that's like the quickest way to transfer files from the GoPro. And of course the other one is this is a Session, right? And it has the same type of a connection in here, which is micro USB. So I can use either this or I can use that, but that one is faster because there's less interchange, you know, less transfer between different ports. So anyway, that's about the Mac. Now, one topic that has been on my mind, believe it or not, more so than politics inside the US, has been my health. And for the past 2 or 3 years, I noticed some frightening changes in my skin. And what's funny is that I get up in the morning, I look in the mirror, everything looks good. All parts of this great body, they look good in the mirror. So then I go to Starbucks, because usually that's my routine in the morning. And of course I drink water, I do this, I do that, but you know, usually I get some kind of coffee, right? Like usually espresso based Americano. And first I noticed this, like, I think like maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, because my computer screen is very shiny, right? It acts as a mirror. And so I go inside the Starbucks, like looking normal, and then I drink a cup of coffee, and then just by pure incident I caught the reflection of my face in the computer, and this side looked like as I could have participated in the movie The Mummy with no makeup, you know. And I thought, wait a second, what's going on? Like I look at this side of my face, the right hand side, everything is more or less cool. I look this side, and so I ran to the bathroom and look in the mirror, and sure enough, like this part, the skin is just as if I've been drinking non-stop for, I don't know, 3 months, you know, with no water, totally dehydrated. And I try to avoid alcohol, because you know that's what, you know, like booze hounds look like, right? Like their faces, like. So I thought maybe it's caused by alcohol, right? So I stayed away from alcohol, like you know, at different times, like for a month or 2 months, but I kept drinking coffee. And I remember once I'm looking in the mirror, I haven't had a single beer or vodka or wine in a month, and my face still looked like that after coffee, you know. And so that started me thinking that, yeah, it's not alcohol, it's, in my case, I'm 58, it's coffee, because coffee kills vitamins. It uses up vitamins and minerals in your body. And of course you need collagen. By the way, why it's this side, it's because when I sleep I always sleep on one side, you know, and so one side starts drooping. It's like, what the heck? I look at Biden, for example, yesterday, right, on TV. The guy's 78 years old. His face looks better than my face after coffee. Like in the morning, I look better than Biden, but as soon as I have at least one cup of coffee, or I tried green tea, same bullshit. Anything with caffeine just affects me, like turns me into a mummy, right? And so finally this morning I started researching using my favorite truth serum, Google. And what I found is interesting is that, of course, I knew that this is collagen, right? You need collagen to build up your skin, and so you start losing collagen, which is the protein that your skin is made of. But as always, nothing is as simple as just basically, let's say, loading on collagen. Like in the body, it never works like that. You always need something else in order for the body to make that particular chemical, right? So for example, you can eat tablets of collagen, right? You can buy these you know, like pills or something, right? But turns out you need vitamin C for collagen to be able to be processed by your body or created by your body, right? And so I'm really excited that finally I have a program in place. So what to do about this mommy-like appearance after coffee, right? Because it cannot just be coffee, you know. It's not coffee. You see all the people drink coffee and nobody dies, right? It just, something is missing in the body. And of course, you know, since I've been focusing on animal protein, you don't get that much vitamin C, because mostly it's in the fruits and veggies, right? And so I did my research, and so first off, I love these. I bought these gummies, vitamin C. So this is 120 gummies. So each one is 250 mgs of C. So 4 of these a day. That should last me for a month. So we're gonna do this. Secondly, I'm gonna limit coffee to 1 a day, and that's what I did this morning. I went in. I had a venti americano, which has 280 mgs of caffeine. I think it's 70 per shot, and it has 4 shots of espresso. But then when it was time for a refill, and because I have a gold Starbucks card, I get free refills. But you cannot get Americano. You get like regular coffee or decaf or tea, but those are free. So that's why I say that Starbucks, because I get these free refills, you know. So I only pay once, but this, and usually I just get regular coffee, which I hate at Starbucks. It just doesn't, it tastes like weird after Americano. And so these are really good. All right, so I just had 4, so that's 1,000 mgs of vitamin C. I'm hungry. I haven't had anything to eat since morning. But so only 1 real coffee. But after that, when it was time for a refill, I said, can I please have decaf? And that's it. Because only caffeine kills vitamin C. So not, of course, decaf coffee, it has a little percentage of caffeine, but it's minuscule. And then I researched what are the highest, like what's the best sources of natural vitamin C. Number 1 is this. Never tried it in my life. Turns out this fruit, which is called guava. This fruit is the champion in terms of vitamin C, and it looks like this. So basically you wash it, you cut it, and you can eat everything including the skin. Again, I'm 58. I never had this in my life, even though I love fruit. And I love raspberries. And when I looked up the C content of raspberries, I found out that they have 26 mg's of vitamin C in 100 grams, which is pretty good. Yeah? And you only need about, they say, adult males need about 90 milligrams of vitamin C a day. So if I eat 300 grams, but I don't need that because I have this guava, this, and the other, like number 2 pretty much after guava in terms of vitamin C is this. And I remember I loved eating this, but then I stopped because, you know, of course you try to, you know about the dangers of carbs, right? And of course these have sugar, this kiwi fruit. But turns out 2 of these, that's pretty much your daily value for vitamin C. So if I eat 2 of these, I have over 90 milligrams of vitamin C. And I also got some animal protein, and because I'm allergic to dairy products, I always look up at carbs, and it must read 0. If it shows 0 in carbs, that means that there's 0 lactose, no headaches. So that's gonna be my lunch and my no, not my lunch, but my dinner rather. So that's the research. Yeah, so limit coffee, take supplements of vitamin C, and have fruits rich in vitamin C daily. And of course I'm still sticking to carnivore diet, but just I have to add this, like 1 meal a day, make it into you know, like fruit snacks, you know. They're not that high in sugar. So, but again, I really look forward to trying this guava. Kind of like looks really cute, you know, like small apples, I don't know, or small pears. All right, now let's get to the park. We'll get to a park and see if we can find some good scenery to photograph. Yeah, pretty popular spot today. Lots of cars. I parked mine on the grass. And this is my new, well, I had it before, but this is a very interesting lens. It's called, you know, the new style is G, right? This is D, so it has its, it has the aperture markings on the lens, which means if you want to, you can change them. You can change the aperture from the lens. So it's like old style lens, but actually it's sharper. According to DxO Mark, it's sharper than the modern version, which is G. So this is 50mm D as in David. And I like this spot. It's usually so peaceful, you know. I never saw any trains in here, but the water's pretty dirty. You can see lots of grass underneath. And they just did this a few months ago. Yeah, see, the water's doesn't look good. But sometimes here, yeah, I see, unfortunately I'm not gonna find too many leaves because everything is already falling down. But a couple of times I saw some big birds in here, like herons, you know. Usually they hide somewhere in the branches near the water, and then you walk past and you scare them, and all of a sudden this huge bird flies from under the tree. Like a couple of times scared the heck out of me. But you don't have too many of them here because they're afraid of people. So they are on the other side of just the same lake or pond. On the other side it's called Mill Pond, and I used to go there when I was doing wildlife photography. I was going there, and but you need a big lens because they sit in the water, but there's a bunch of them. There's egrets, herons, all kinds in there. Yeah, here mostly it's seagulls, not herons. Yeah, well, this is cool. Unfortunately, yeah, pretty much all the leaves have already fallen down. People walking towards you and they're talking with no masks on, and this path is not that wide, so I really don't like it. Like small kids running towards you and they talk, right? And so you never know, maybe they have the virus, right? And so they just we'll see. We're gonna go a bit further, see what happens. And they have these kind of like bridges, right? Over here it becomes real narrow, too much brush. Also over here on the other side, a couple of times I ran into a big heron. All right, I think I'm not gonna go past this bridge. Well, there's another one over there. Let's go check that one out. Oh, over here there's nothing. In the spring it will be full of water. That's why they have this over here, but this one, oh, I think they rebuilt this one, because before it was yeah, it was just a wooden one. Oh, check this out. Yeah, it's a new bridge. They raised it. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. And they even put a foundation in. So this is a solid piece of work. Yeah, before it was just kind of like the same as that bridge over there, and it was flooded, because you can see like this is wet. So and this one is actually, the water here looks much cleaner than in the main stream over there. Right, let me take a picture. But with no leaves, it's not gonna look. It's not gonna look too good. Hold on, and of course for this, it would be better to have a wider lens. Looks good. So there you have it. So now it's just time to get back and go grab something to eat. Alright, let's check one more thing over here. Oh wow, check this out. Yeah, this is good. Just, you know, kind of like helps you to forget about the stress of your daily life a little bit. Okay, I'm going back to my car. Try and avoid people. But you see over there, there's a crowd of people coming, no masks, nothing. All right. Yeah, that was okay. Just that, yeah, I really don't like it that there's so many people, you know, and they all walk so close to you, you know. Not good. So I'm gonna finish this account of my Sunday activities. Wow. Canadian Alex Trebek, revered host of Jeopardy for 36 years, dies at the age of 80. He just got cancer, right? Like what, like a year ago? And he was saying, oh, I'm in recession, I'm in recession. But 80, that's not bad. If he lived till 80, that's pretty good. So anyway, we're gonna, I feel like having some seafood. So we're gonna grab a quick brunch. At Red Lobster. All right, let's see how far I am. And they've been tightening things again.
Head north toward Sheffield Street, then turn right onto Sheffield Street.
Yeah, they've been making things stricter, more strict in Toronto, because they've been having more and more cases of COVID-19. But over here, west of Toronto, we still have restaurants are open, coffee shops are open, except they, of course, they reduced the amount of, you know, tables, right? Just like every second table is out, so they trying to maintain, you know, social distancing, and they sanitize tables all the time. And some places even give you like disposable menus, kind of like a very cheap affair, you know, on basic paper. So yeah, I like Canada is doing much better because of all of this, because they've been taking it more seriously than in US. So we have much less cases, and still, you know, as soon as they notice that one particular area is having too many cases and there's like a special number, they change the phase, like phase 3, phase 2, phase 1, you know, like reopening. And so let's say they constantly evaluate, you know, what's going on. And so if they see a spike, they switch, let's say, from phase 3 to phase 2, and that might mean, let's say, I'm just, you know, giving you an example. Let's say all gyms are closed again, all restaurants are closed, you know, only takeout available, and all coffee shops, stuff like that. So they constantly change between phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. And like I said, they just had to drop down one phase in Toronto because of all these new cases, right? Because people relaxed. But yeah, over here it's crazy. Like, people walk towards you on the side, on a narrow sidewalk, so no distancing is possible. I cannot just run into the bush, and of course nobody's wearing masks. But
head southwest, then make a U-turn.
I'll be with you in a second. But anyway, I just hope that Monday there'll be some loads, and so I'm gonna do an update once I know what I'm doing in terms of trucking. But so far, yeah, it's a relaxing day. So elections in the States, over here we don't have any holidays, and we're all just very grateful for this blue sky type of weather. Well, this is amazing. Like November 7th, I'm sitting inside my car in a t-shirt, and I'm getting hot because I have this shirt on top of my t-shirt. All right, I made it to Red Lobster. I'm having a blackened Atlantic salmon with baked potato on the side, because baked potato has vitamin C. And I think there's some shrimp in there, but I try not to eat them, but sometimes I think it's okay. Alright, I think this is it. So we're gonna finish here. And once again, I'll post updates when I book a load. I'll do a 100% tracking video, I promise.